June 16th, 11:17 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Hello everyone, Triple S back with more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Lots of stuff happened last time, mainly the fact that Trucy seems to have been taken hostage by a guy in a top hat wielding a knife. Oh my god, Trucy, no! Let's see what happens. Trucy! You move quick, Apollo. Good show. Trucy, you're okay. I thought. Don't cry, Apollo. Those good-for-nothing gangsters. There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else. Ah! What the heck is that? Surprised? This is one of my best tricks, the amazing Mr. Hat. You look marvellous, darling. ... He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar. Yes, I'm a big hit. Well, what do you think? Do you like it? You mean you? Trucy, there are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Apollo, now is not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here. Huh? Remember what you said to Waki's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will. Trucy, no more stage abductions, please. I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witnesses are confident, I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got. You can see what he's feeling? Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times. All the times there was a contradiction? I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember them exactly. Good thing I do. There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in. And each time there was a contradiction. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. He said the man tossed aside a pistol. But it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough there was a contradiction. Well, that's true, but how does that help us? Did you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book. How am I supposed to see that? Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker? What? Really? I always sit next to Daddy during big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games? It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker after all, but not good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so he cheated. What does that do for us? I don't believe this. You have to listen to this testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth. Watch a testimony? Perceive the truth? The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose. Not true. Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo. Mr. Wright said that? Watch the testimony. Perceive his true feelings. Is she serious? Time's up. Sorry, I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo. What was that you said before the trial started? Huh? Mr. Wright's not here today? He said his old foot injury was acting up. Yep, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy. Is this what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice. Let's do it. Apollo! You know, I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it all along. Oh, one more thing. Huh? Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best you can. I just flew from the coast and boy my arms are tired. Boy are my arms tired, either one. Right. June 16th, 11:40 AM, District Court, Courtroom number 4. Court is now back in session. Right, we're fine. I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat? Ah, right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that. You settled that? Yeah, it was an out-of-court settlement. Right. Perhaps Fraulein would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't. Am I right? I think he's on to me. I wish it would stop being so cool. Let us dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for our gifted witness? Right. The defence would like to request another cross-examination. Because I forgot to ask something. There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request, however... Oh, no. I will grant your request, however, but this court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honour. Don't forget Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. Okay. Witness testimony from shock to call. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nor can I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. When the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Fine. Find his weak spot. Whilst burping. Focus. If only it were that easy. My ears hear what he says, my eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? Uh-oh. What's this? My bracelet. What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? We're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony. Well, this sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something. From shot to call, we gotta go to statement 3. Here we go. And we press. So you called immediately after witnessing the murder. The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them? Wait, Apollo! This has to be it. Wait, you mean his habits? Don't forget Apollo! When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. I told you this like 2 seconds ago, how did you forget already? The only time he even had that book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for his habits. I don't know how I know, but I know. Know what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Trucy. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet as it reacts to his testimony. Press. What's going on? I can see the witness's face, his expression so clearly. It's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Trucy! What's happening to me? This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing. In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch, his habits. You remember it, right? Sure, when he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with a page of his book. You got it. Right now you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. I'll bet they are. First, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand. His hand? You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. She's right. I can only see his face like this. Time to try changing my viewpoint. Down we go. Perfect. Now you're really ready. Ready for what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive? Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habits. Right, you mean when he fiddles with the page? That's right. That's your signal to look closely, to perceive. Find his weak spot and I guarantee we'll be able to give him the royal flush. Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. So have to pay attention to his words and his fingers. Don't worry if you miss it, you can always try again. Right, look out, nervous twitch, here comes justice. There it is, he's fiddling with the page. Hook, line and sinker, gotcha. I saw it, just now, I could see it. Mr. Justice, do you have something to say? All this banging of desks is quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? I'm curious now about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? What to ask? What do we do? So we have ask for his number, ask to see his phone, ask what model of phone. Wait a minute. Ask for his number? Mrs. Stickler, tell me your phone number. Why? Whatever for? Why not? You have something against making friends? What does this witness's cell phone number have to do with the case? It's a bit of pasting cell phone, saying mobile phone here in the UK. Absolutely nothing. This is an invasion of my privacy. Seeing you grimace like that makes me wonder about your cell phone too. The witness will present his cell phone number to the court. Wow! Juicy, do you have your cell phone? Sure do. Try dialing the number that he gives us. You want me to call Mr. Stickler's phone? God damn, that's really fast paced. I mean, it matches his speech when he goes crazy. I'm bouncing in my chair right now. This is all highly irregular. Hey! My pocket's ringing. Wait, this is the phone from yesterday. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath this tyre. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my assistant's hand? Wait a minute, what is the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday. In the Maractus Clinic garage. The Maractus. Well, that's where the victim lived. Oh, that's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police? Walk! It's true, I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone. A payphone? So you didn't call on your cell phone after all. Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a startlingly high degree of accuracy, it was right around here. That's quite a ways from the park. But why did you lie? There can be only one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone, because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all. Take that. But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. As though I tried to kill him. Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night. Well, he did, yes, but no, this line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true I lost my cell phone, but you can't prove that I lost it that night. Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder, it does raise considerable suspicion as to a connection with the crime. Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, I have a piece of evidence that can do the job. Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? Show evidence. Of course I have evidence. Ooh, I like your swagger, Hair Forehead. Hit it. The court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is... the mirror. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm using a controller. I should say, I set up the controls in the emulator for the controller. So I hit A too many times. I had to hit A and then I hit Y to present. That's a side view mirror. As it so happens, Dr. Maractus' car was in an accident. That took place the night of the murder. An accident? An accident? Oh, I thought it was going to continue on then. An accident. There you go. Plain and simple. One accident. Done. Job done. It happened a little after 9 PM just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Maractus' car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? In the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 PM on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground, right under the wheel. Ah. There you go, Mrs. Stickler. The only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 PM the night of the murder in the park. Whoa! Take that, Mr. Stickler. You know what this means? You did break into the victim's garage that night. This is most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as suspect in the murder of Pal Maractus? No, stop. This is too much. This can't be happening. But prosecutors, say something. I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Pal Maractus. That is, other than this. I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is the witness prepared? Yes, Your Honour. You know that face? That face. That's the face of guilt. I just gotta... There we go. Just going down in my guide here. There we go. Stickler's truth. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage. Ah yes, well, as you can see, my model of cell phone has a defect. It is given to rolling. It's quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know. Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please. That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. His nervous habit must not be acting up. Didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time round. Right, no problem. I hope. Here comes Justice. Again. He's always coming. Not in the bad way. Stickler's truth, please go to statement 4. I saw the killer. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we press. This part of the testimony is the key, I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? We need to talk to him about the noodle stand. Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, Noodle. Yes, that was it. For remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. And thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice? What about that sign? Could that be important? Very important. So the sign on the noodle stand said noodle. It appears the defence has just obtained a vital piece of testimony. Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days. I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well. Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can't match up to IVU's cafeteria. Some applied to the school merely for a taste of our smart noodles. Wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. Okay, why I even remember the sign on the stand the victim was pulling, it said noodle. What do we do here? We present the noodle stand itself. There you go. And you're absolutely sure the sign read noodle? Why, just last week my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. It read, without a doubt, noodle. I see. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing there. Here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand, and to carefully read what the sign says. See, the sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldoons. Inconceivable. I'm certain it was definitely Noodle, for sure, positive. I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. Wouldn't be so good to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said Noodle, but he saw it wrong, but he saw it right. He saw it right. What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which a sign would be read the way Mrs. Stickler claims? What? Mr. Justice, show us this spot. The witness actually viewed the stand from this location. Okay, the guide says the tree here. Hopefully it's right. Oh, thank you. The witness was standing here, on the opposite side. How do you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads Eldoons, as we know. However, observe the other side of the stand. Oh, this side says Noodle. Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and back signs. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south. Yeah, you got me. So what? So what? What does it matter if you saw the killing from the north or the south side? It makes no difference at all. He's right. Travel far enough to the south and you end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. Are you kidding me? This changes everything. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? It changes everything, Apollo. I just said that. Trucy? Remember his testimony from before. Though to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. Oh, we're going 3D. The killer and the victim are facing each other here. Then, at the moment the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts. At which point the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. Splonk. Straight in the head. That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right. Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park. That reverses the whole scenario. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction, splat. The bullet would have to hit his left temple. Ah! Ah! In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. That's right. So, now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes an entirely different meaning. Indeed. You're absolutely correct, Fraulein. But what meaning? The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North. Ah! That's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Correct. So if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Yow! Order, order, order. Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. She's flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. Hey, be careful with that wall. Clarify one point for me if you would, Hair Forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student of murder? Well, I can't say exactly he looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. No, please, looks aside, I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so. Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? We accuse him of murder, we accuse him of another crime, an accusation. We accuse him of another crime. I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why. Now. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Just Hair Forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Herr Stickler's silence. Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now. For a crime other than murder. Your reason? The court's all ears. Gah. I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some of the crime? Your evidence? The court's all lies, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that points to the witness's involvement in a crime. These right here. Boom. The evidence is this. What? Is that women's underwear? Hey, those are mine. You gonna say anything, dude? Speak! Don't look at me like that! Jesus Christ, man. Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler. Well, I can't say this comes as a shock. It's not what it seems. My Pythagoras theorems, blah, blah, blah. On the night of the murder, just past 9 PM, a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees, and hides himself in no other place than the Maractis Clinic garage garage. Aha! Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree. Please, hear me out. It's not what it looks like. No! Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed. It's not what it seems. So, are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments? Perhaps you are not aware that my school's name was originally written IV. I stands for intelligent, V stands for valiant, see? Your point? I'm not done. Now I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we of the IVU science department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge to science than a mystery? Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you don't understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. And my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate for science. A full-size car tyre was only the first mystery those panties revealed. A tyre? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tyre out of those panties. But that's not all. First there was the tyre, then a stew pot and a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh? He's talking about my magic panties trick. I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties? It mocks the very laws of physics. A broom and a frozen chicken, Trucy? Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits? Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand her magic trick? You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they're an object for serious study. I wonder. There's been a recent rash of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you? I am sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, I thought maybe this would be the pair that would elucidate the mystery. Even that night as she chased me through the streets, I wept in tears of joy. Perhaps this is the night that I will seize the truth that lies within those panties. Yet woe was I, for once again the lazy heart-patterned truth slipped through my fingers. Still, that leaves one thing unexplained. Ah, you refer to our witness's other lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but was in fact in the north. Indeed. Does anyone care to explain why he lied about that? ... Be my guest, Hair Forehead. Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Apollo? There's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a... Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location? I sure do. These! The evidence that shows why he lied is this. What? More panties? How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, Hair Forehead? These are the last, honest. These were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood. Mr. Stickler, you didn't. Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. So, these panties are your handiwork as well? That night I had been chased, hounded into the miraculous clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while. Then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties! Apparently he didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them safe in my pockets, ready to take home. And I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus? I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's when you disposed of the bloomers? Yep, It was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne. A fascinating if disturbing tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close, and I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial. One last thing, if I might. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely that the defendant, Waki Kitaki, was at the scene of the crime, and he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Waki Kitaki has a clear motive. Indeed, the defendant, Waki Kitaki, is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else on the scene at the time. Yet a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defence and prosecution. Yeah, baby. No problem. Very well, this brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned. To be continued. Right. So that guy, he ain't no murderer, but he's a thief. A panty thief. But we still gotta figure out, like they said, how did he get shot in his right temple? Which to me, I already know how this case goes. I'm remembering it. I remembered it last episode of how it all happens, but you would think he did still shout, but the shot didn't come from the left, it came from the right. What was to the right was the noodle stand. Now, could someone have been, like, in the noodle stand somehow? With the guy pulling the thing? Why would he be pulling the thing? Would he be pulling what he thought might have been a dead body or a person in the noodle stand? Maybe? That's what I'm thinking, and I'm pretty sure it's true, which is a bit of a spoiler, and I'm sorry, but if you do think about it, it becomes pretty obvious of, like, where the shot came from and stuff like that. So, yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time for some more Monetisation to anyway. We're going to be doing some detective work. We're going to walk around the place, talk more to the Kitakis and stuff like that, and I just knocked the controller right onto the floor. Anyway, yeah, we'll do all that stuff next time, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.